Hyddenwell farmers. Now this is not a complaining video.
Why not?
Well, it could be a complaining video.
We got a lot to complain about today.
Oh.
Shoot.
You ever have one of those days?
Yes, just now.
Just thought I might share this day with you. We're just now leaving the farm, and it is late. And I'm telling you, we have put in 8 hours on the farm, and it has just been one disaster from another.
Yeah, it's only 10 o'clock.
But I'll start out this morning.
p.m.
I started this morning at 6:30 in the morning.
I did not.
She was working on our son's thesis, trying to help him proofread it.
Yes, all about laminar flow. Man, I know about continuum theorems and all kinds of stuff. I have no idea what it is.
I went to bed at midnight, and I woke up, and she was on the couch, gone.
Because Faithlin came in at like 5 or 6 a.m. this morning and saw me passed out sitting up and gave me a pillow. And so I just tipped over. I don't know why is our child up that early on a Saturday?
I don't know. She was tooling around, that's for sure.
She was. She's excited about her friends.
So I had to work at the office, of course, and it was just packed.
Yes, it
But
was.
one of my main employees
was asleep
at the main couch, and then I had
I'm sorry.
another one that called in sick, and we were swamped.
I'm sorry.
And we got through it. I mean, it was fine, but I was brutally tired before we even closed. And I'm talking like 1 minute before we're ready to close the doors, go to the farm for the day, I had an emergency C-section showed up.
Yes. It was cute though, wasn't it?
Beautiful puppy. But that ate up 2 hours of, my free time. And again, I'm not complaining about that. It's just one of those things. And everybody was happy, and so we had a beautiful C-section.
Better today than tomorrow.
So I got home at 3, and I planned on being at the farm by 2. I didn't get home till 3.
Yeah.
So I got home at 3, and I started filling up a water tank that I needed to take out to the farm. Well, I fell asleep. I had literally taken off my work clothes from the clinic, and I had put on my overalls and a shirt, and I had kind of laid down in the bed. And when I
was
did,
waiting at the McDonald's line so I could get something before I came home.
And I fell asleep. Well, it was raining, and rain is like a sleep inducer. Susan comes home, and I didn't know she was home. Something just kind of woke me up, and I texted her because I didn't realize how long I'd slept. I'd slept like 30 minutes
At least.
So I texted Susan and said, when you drive in, check the water tank to see where it's at. It takes about 20 minutes to fill one up.
At least.
It's pouring rain. She comes back in, she says, only you would water the yard on a rainy day. It was shooting out the top there. I mean, I had a river going down. So, we get everything hooked up, and we take off, and we finally get to the farm, and it's 4:30, and I can't unhook the trailer. I cannot unhook the trailer until I get that water tank off of it. My Suburban sits like this, and I don't really have the right trailer hitch for that particular trailer. And so the way the angle is, until I get that big giant water tank off of my trailer, I can't unhook it. So Susan says, because it's raining, I'm going to sit here in the car while you're unhooking and unloading that thing. And I was like, okay, no problem.
Because it was raining.
I thought she'd went to the bathroom or something other.
I told you I was going to sit in the car.
She said she was going to sit in the car. But here's the reason why. Is because I couldn't unload the water tank.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't get it up in it was so full, but my tractor's not a 4-wheel drive. So when I cut around to try to put it up on the blocks and everything where we got it, because it's our main source of water at the barn, I was trying to put that up there. Well, my tractor slid with that water tank because I could not get it up. I could not get it up the hill. It was just wet enough. And she sat in the car and watched me in that tractor slide.
Yes, I did.
All the way down the hill.
It wasn't that far.
So then I got down there and I didn't have any choice. I had to let like 3/4 of the tank of water out.
Because you always water the lawn on a rainy day.
Which on a dry day, I've gotten that big water tank up on the things before, but I couldn't get it up there. Today is just too wet.
You remember how I said maybe you should leave it down at the sheep pen and trade it for one that's not so full?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I know you so.
I know you so.
Well, I didn't do that.
I had a good
So
idea.
after I emptied half of it out, I drove it back around, finally got it to the thing, come around. Well, this 5-minute job, an hour I spent trying to get that water tank set up there.
But you got it turned so that we could try out our new hose.
We did. We got it on there,
so
and we have a new
nice.
water hose that we can hook up to it, and we can water our weanling sheep with it. And so that was pretty awesome. So we got that done.
Really
The
great.
rain started slacking off, and I thought, well, you know, things are looking up. You know, we're going to be able to do some of the fun things that we like to do. So I fed the sheep. We got Tyler made this beautiful manger feeding trough that we absolutely love. I'll show you a picture of that. Did a really good job.
Something like that.
I like it. And we were bragging on it. We were out there playing with the weaned sheep and stuff, and I look over and I had forgot to turn the water hose off, and I had a river flowing out of the sheep's water trough down
You
the
watered the lawn.
So now this full tank of water that I've hauled 20 miles from my house to the farm, 275 gallons, now probably has 100 gallons left in it.
Maybe.
So I'm a little frustrated at that.
Yeah, but it's raining.
And it's
I don't feel that.
so we get them fed, and I go down and I told Susan, I said, let's go down and get turkey eggs. We go down and we found some turkey eggs, but
5?
while we were looking at the turkey
5.
eggs, something destroyed all of our duck nest eggs. I mean, they were all in nests, and there was
And we don't know that all of the ones she's sitting on are gone.
we don't know because we didn't want to go disturb
No, we
her,
don't want to
but
bother her. I don't know if she's
something went behind the barn and ate 40 eggs. And I think it was a rat. I really do.
Probably. We saw that rat down at that pen too.
And so, yeah, I caught a rat on my camera, and I've been trying to live trap it here in the last little bit.
Did we even check the trap?
We did check the trap.
I'm glad
That was
we
the
means
first
you.
thing I checked was the trap.
Okay. We means you.
Oh, crazy. So, anywho, there was 3 broody turkey hens in there, and they did not want us at all
No, they really
to
didn't.
get their eggs, but we
Even-
did.
Even
and,
though 2 of them weren't even sitting on anything. They were just being friendly.
Yeah.
Let's all sit together.
So we went ahead and got their eggs, and got out of that pen. Everything's going good so far. So I told Susan, I said, everybody's fed except the big group. Now here's where things
Turn.
really take a turn for the worse. Because I
The
said
horses were very good today. They didn't
the
cause
horses
any
were,
problems.
except they knocked their bucket off the fence.
Yeah, but that'll be a problem for tomorrow.
That's a tomorrow problem. So we have a beautiful little boy out there in the field, a buck,
Ram.
a ram. I'm sorry, that's
We don't have
rabbits.
goats.
And a ram, and he was limping, and so I told Susan, so we've got to go get him caught up and treat his foot.
Who was he again?
I don't know because I didn't record it. Was it 6131? Was it Paul?
No, Paul is so cute.
Paul is cute.
Oh my goodness, he's so cute. That was a big one. He looks like Deary. remember. We looked at his...
It will come back to me.
Yeah, I won't remember or something.
Anyway, he may only have 3 legs,
That boy can
but he
fly.
is totally uncatchable.
Oh, that boy can fly.
So, Susan and I come up with a plan
I've got to learn how to lasso.
to drag the feeding troughs down into a corner, cut them off, and then they'll all be caught up in a very small area. And the sheep would not go in, even though I drug the feeding troughs down there to the pit. They wouldn't.
All the ones we didn't want went down there.
All of our bottle babies would go down there, but everybody else would not. They would follow me in the field, or Susan in the field, thinking we was going to put out some more grain when these things had food in them.
Yeah, they knew there was food in them because we chased them off to move them.
And the boy that we needed to treat,
Not interested.
not going in there.
Mm.
He ran in circles and circles and circles, and we were being very patient.
Yes.
Susan was trying to wear him out. She was red-faced with sweat dripping off the end of her nostrils, chasing this thing.
Well, I was more keeping him moving. I wasn't actually trying to catch him. I was just trying to make him tired. Oh, he's got like
But
900 gallons of
couldn't
energy.
catch the thing. So I told Susan, I said, I'm going to get the 4-wheeler. She didn't hear me.
No, I did not.
I went to the electric fence, which only has 4 strands, and I dropped the top 2 onto the ground, thinking that I could just drive the 4-wheeler over there because my sheep are so stupid that if there's no electric, they'll get out into the big field, and then you can't get them back up. They're gone, you know. I mean, eventually you can, but
It takes forever.
and I'm not ready for them to be out there yet because I've got plans next week
Wednesday.
to do more separating.
Yes.
Well, the 4-wheeler caught the bottom 2 strands, which is fine. I backed up. It caught it going forward.
Wait,
Well,
forward and back.
forward and back. So I went forward again, and then I stuck my foot down to push it down. And when I did, it flipped off the end of my foot, and it come back up underneath my britches leg and shocked the crap out of me.
I didn't see any of
And
this.
I hate to be electrocuted. I hate, if you're offended, I apologize right now. But
You can bleep it.
oh my goodness, it shocked. I hate being shocked. And that thing is one of them 30 milers that plugs into the wall,
So hot.
and it is brutal, dude. It will eat your lunch and your neighbor's lunch.
And that's for Esmeralda, because if she doesn't get eaten for lunch,
Yeah.
she will go right through it.
Lightning will come down and see that electric fence and turn around and go back up in the sky.
No, it's really not that bad.
So I goosed it. But when I did that
Unintentionally?
unintentionally, and when I goosed it, I went backwards. Well, when I did that, I took half of the fence out with me.
Yeah, I saw
So
that
then
part.
I went forwards trying to get, and it just made it worse. And by that time, I had gotten electrocuted again,
Oh.
and then I got mad and I
realize
pulled
the
up,
fence was
and
still hot when you were
oh
doing
my
that.
gosh! And then it just kept snapping and popping. So I had to get off, and then I went over and disconnected the big wire which holds all electricity, and it bit me. Well, now I'd made a mess, and I was so mad.
Yes,
I could have eaten nails. Well, Susan gives me a chewing out for being impatient and not
Okay, how
dropping the
often
fence.
do I chew you out for being impatient?
A lot.
Well,
But not like chewing out. But she said something that I would say.
yes, I did.
How come you didn't just simply let the other 2 off instead of making all this mess and tearing everything up? The truth hurts. You know, it just hurts. I don't care who you are. Truth just hurts. You know? So,
Well, if you hadn't snapped 3 poles in the process and then snapped half the wires, it wouldn't have been such a pain to put back together.
so now we have a fence repair job.
Yes, we
And lesson, don't don't ever think that you can get a 4-wheeler over an electric fence.
Mm.
Just take it down, drive through the gate. Don't try to. I don't care if you are trying to
Save
in a
time.
hurry, save time with a little sheep. You will save more time just by getting off your 4-wheeler and going over and doing the gate.
We should move the post closer so that it's only 4-wheeler wide.
So
And then they won't escape when you put the gate down.
we repaired the fence,
Yes, we did.
and of course we fight the whole time we're repairing the fence.
I didn't say a word.
It was
Just put
one
the
of
wires
them
back on the new
quiet
posts,
fighting
oh my God.
things, and we get it all fixed and put back together. It didn't take that long because it's just electric wire. You just tie them back together. And this time, she said, "What's the plan?" And I was like, "We're going to try to chase him down with the 4-wheeler."
Okay.
And he ran from us, but we finally got him cornered and got it.
He was tired.
He was tired of running from us.
Finally.
But his feet were horrible. He had big giant ulcers on the bottom of his feet,
Oh,
on
they
both of his front feet,
smelled
and it was so
bad.
infected. And I don't know how he escaped us. As a matter of fact, I sent a little video to our friend Susan did, and she's the one that pointed out that it was limping.
Yeah, because I was busy
And-
watching all the other lambs who were jumping up in the
Yeah,
air
man.
and being all cute. So they said, "Well, what happened with the one that's limping?" I had to go back and watch the video again.
And he was doing great. I mean, I
No
really
idea.
didn't realize his foot was that bad. So we did treat him. We gave him some Draxxin and I trimmed his foot. But the problem is the ulcer was so bad. When I trimmed the dead part off, he started bleeding,
Oh,
and
yes.
it was horrid.
Fountain.
And
Poor baby.
yeah, so
And his heart was beating.
yeah, because he was mad. And so I bandaged. I went back. I got all the stuff I needed. And we actually built a boot and bandaged his foot. Well,
Baby.
we got him all done, and he ran over and started nursing his mom. He's fine,
Yeah, he's over it.
I felt bad that we stressed him out that bad, but he did get a big
Just need
slug
a
of
little
antibiotics,
snuggle
pain
from Mom.
medication,
Mom's
B12.
make it better.
She was making it better. She's feeding him good. And when we were finished, I mean, he was doing better.
He was walking on it in
He's
that
walking
boot.
on it like, dude,
I don't know how
I
they
am
do that.
tough.
He is tough.
In the process of treating him, at this point, Susan and I are both heightened alert. We're looking at everybody, And the inevitable. We saw one with Bud,
Black goo.
and she didn't look good.
She looks skinny.
I told Susan, I said, we're not chasing the sheep. It's not going to happen.
That was.
And I said, we're going to just let them take a break. We're going to go collect ourselves, get a bunch of feed. We'll take them down the lane, and we'll bring everybody up, and then we'll catch them and bring them back to the farm. Do you know that we don't have any internet service on the backside of our farm?
Not at all.
All of our records are on this great app that we've talked about before,
Yeah.
called Livestock.
Livestock is fantastic.
Doesn't work.
Does not work if you have no internet. It says interesting.
Yes. Doesn't work. No
That's all you
internet.
get. Interesting.
Do you know what else is interesting? She looks at me and goes, "Do you bring your phone?" No, I didn't bring mine either.
Mine was.
Well,
Oh, mine had baby pictures on it.
it's like, I think that's her mama. And so we caught her, and her name was Sora. And yes, I'm pretty sure that Coot was her mama. Because Coot was
Sora
for old man,
and
and
Coot
Sora,
and
which
old
is a
man.
bird like a coot bird. So we remembered that much, and we got the two up that we thought were old man and Sora.
They were right together.
Put them on the trailer, let everybody back out, got the gates all reset. This is already taken almost till dusk. Drive up to the barn.
Well, Coot wasn't even in the section with her baby.
That's right. We had to run her
We
down.
had to find her because she was like 2 fields away.
Yeah.
Finally found her. She's a good sheep. She wasn't hard to get in once she saw her babies were in there.
Yeah, she's healthy. Man, she's a healthy sheep too. Man, big old fat. She's put on a lot of weight since her babies are bigger and all this grass is growing. So we haul them, the boy, old man, and girl Sora, and her mama Coot up to the barn because we want to keep them up for a day or two to treat them. Mostly Sora, because she's the one with the mud butt.
Yeah.
In the process of moving Sora and old man and Coot over to the tractor, old man decides to climb underneath the gate
and leave. Why?
And
Why would you leave your mama?
He took off. Gone. Up the gate. Round the gate. Round the farm.
He was ramming into the fence trying to break through it.
I bet that critter can run 100 miles an hour.
Those lambs are so fast.
So the whole time, this lamb is bawling for this baby. He goes down, looks at her, takes off again.
Yeah.
So I get this bright idea. I'll move her to an open tractor so he can see her, and I bet he'll run around and go in the pen with her.
He did.
And it worked.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Well, now it's barely daylight. I mean, daylight has begun to set behind the mountains.
'Tis dusk.
In the process of old man going back to the
He's trying to get in the other pen.
In the other pen, he decided to try to jump through the fence, and he got his leg caught.
Yeah, right here.
And when he jerked back, he scalped his leg.
Did good.
Alright. So he tore his leg up.
You doing a video?
Yeah, it's not focusing very good.
Poor little old man. You're okay, Bubba. You can be upside down for a minute. You are spaz. You may have to tap the middle of your screen wherever the leg is. May have been too close even. There you go.
Alright. So, I don't have any triple antibiotic ointment. I got something better. K-Rose syrup.
Alright.
I'm gonna get this thing dressed up.
Am I gonna... Yeah, must have caught right on the barbed wire at the very bottom.
So now we got another injured.
Yeah, so sad.
We get him into that pen, and as we've got them fed and watered and bandaged and treated and antibiotics or all kind of stuff, Coot turns around and headbutts him.
Why? Did we make him smell bad?
She said, I can't... What was it you said? You said, I can't believe that she's already rejected him. I was like, it's only been like an hour.
Well, so, I didn't know if maybe she had not let him nurse out in the field or something. It already had started weaning him or something. Because he's fat as a hog.
Oh, he is fat as a hog.
Oh my goodness, he's a little monster.
So she headbutts him again. We're sitting there looking.
What is wrong with you?
Well, now we have internet service. Okay? I said, we should have done this before we would come down and fed everybody. I looked up. It ain't old man.
It's the wrong tag number.
It's the wrong tag number.
It's the wrong baby sheep. Why wouldn't he go in the trailer? Because that's not his mama.
His mama.
So he's ripped his leg off for no reason.
Yeah, we've got the wrong sheep.
So now where's he? Where's the new baby? Where's his mama? Because he's got a big bandage on his leg and he needs his mama. And who was he?
Oh my goodness. He was Knothead. Pinecone's baby.
You didn't name him Knothead. You just named him Knot.
Just named him Knot.
Like K-N-O-T.
Yeah. So anywho,
it's like a pine tree.
We get him back out of the pen, walk over to the thing. Pinecone immediately is like jumping for joy. No, Nancy, baby. They have like this grand reunion, and we put them up tonight because I bandaged his foot.
Yeah, she was easy. We put him in the little mobile pen, and she ran right in there.
Pinecone was fine.
Easy as pie. No chasing. Oh, so nice.
Old man must be doing fine because he wasn't crying for his mama, even when we left.
We have no idea where he went. They're all white.
Yeah, I mean, he's out there.
He's out there somewhere.
The numbers all match up.
They're
He's
just
good.
totally silent. The only ones that were crying were mamas. And it was probably our bottle babies saying, "Are you sure you're done feeding us, Ma? Just checking, Ma."
So, anyway.
That'll be a problem for tomorrow. He is old enough to be on his own. He'll be okay tonight.
We go back to the barn, and we haven't been to the rabbits yet.
No, we haven't.
But I mix up a thing of milk. Susan's in the pen tying some string around the new feeding trough, and I hand her the milk.
I got a video of that.
It's amazing how bad those nipples that we have are on
They're
that
just
bucket.
baby bottle nipples for like human babies that don't destroy things.
Just red rubber nipples have been on back order forever.
Can't get them.
You can't buy them.
I've got them on order, or they don't know where they are.
We got 3 big nursing buckets and nothing.
Yeah.
Nada.
And they've been hard to get since the pandemic started.
Been crazy.
We had to buy an entire bucket just to get nipples.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to buy another bucket.
Poke, you owe me Coke.
Yeah. I poked you first. Haha.
Anyway, Susan comes out. She's covered in milk. The sheep are covered in milk.
I had milk on my lips because I gave French Braid a kiss on top of her head, and she had been up underneath the milk bucket and was covered in milk. So then I'm all covered in milk. I was like, I gotta stop kissing sheep. I feel like it's a thing.
So we finally get to the rabbit tree, and we had a litter of 10.
Wait, you forgot Robo.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Robo decided to get hurt tonight. He come in and he's bleeding all over my barn. What happened to you?
I looked at him and I said,
he's cut the end
what's
of
all
his
this
ear.
red stuff all over you?
He's
What's
been out
wrong with you?"
hunting
And he's like,
rabbits and stuff and cut the end of his ear. So we had to treat that, give him some pain medication, get him all lined out.
That was still before we got to the rabbit tree.
That was still before we got to the rabbit tree, yes.
Okay, now we get to the
And we
rabbit
forgot to take the battery to the rabbit
tree.
tree.
Battery?
It's still in the barn.
Oh.
Been one of those days.
I didn't even think about it.
Anyway, we get to the rabbit tree, and we do have litters.
Yeah.
As far as we know, we have had 5 that have kitted out.
Kindled.
Kindled.
They're not goats. They're rabbits.
Don't make up words, kid.
Oh, that's a word. It's just for goats.
I said kittened out.
I thought you said kidded out.
Well, I might have, but I meant kittened.
Well,
Anyway.
they are called kits.
They are called kids. That's why I said it.
But it's still called kindling.
All right. We went to the rabbit tree, and we were so excited because one of our big rabbits,
Kiss my grits.
the one that I ultrasounded with so many babies in her, had 10 babies.
10.
And they all died. None of them made it.
We don't think she had any milk.
I think she was just...
So we moved her. We had moved her to a tractor yesterday just to see if we could
just try to salvage 2 or 3 of them, but
she just
none of them made it.
Yeah.
So that was extremely disappointing. But
really disappointed.
and then
They were so cute.
Petunia, who we ultrasounded with like 1 baby in her, she had it right out in the middle of. She didn't nest or do anything. She just
told you it's
had
probably
it,
a peanut.
and it was dead.
Yeah.
And she's bad about peanuts, right?
Well, dwarf breeds. When you breed a dwarf to a dwarf, if the baby gets 2 dwarf genes, it will die. If it only gets 1 dwarf gene, it will be small. And if it doesn't get any dwarf genes, it may or may not be small. But if it is small, it'll be called a false dwarf because it's genetically not a dwarf, even though it's small.
I got
So
you.
she and Prince Arctic are both true dwarfs, which means they have 1 dwarf and 1 regular gene. So when you put them together, I hate breeding dwarf rabbits. I just hate it because there's so many peanut deaths. It doesn't make me happy. But they're so cute when they live.
But the other good news is that we have 2 two litters that
Harlequin
are
litter is doing
beautiful.
awesome. They're
Big.
so fat.
We got one that's got 5 and one that's got 4.
And then we've got one that I'm pretty sure is a champagne litter, but it's hard to tell until they get bigger because they're just black right now, just solid black. And we haven't had time to look at the camera to see which mama was going in there, but I'm pretty sure that they are either Darknesses or Dr. Seuss's babies, even if they're not pure champagne. They're solid black, so they're likely one of those daddies. Or they could be Baba Ganoush's. He's black too.
So, you know, that's rabbit breeding. It, you know,
Hit or miss.
it is very hit or miss. I will tell you, of all the things that we have, rabbits are the hardest. They are the most difficult to keep going, to keep alive,
In any quantity.
in any
If you have
major
2 or 3, probably fine.
But yeah, I mean,
It's kind of disheartening.
it is disheartening, just simply because I think that we should be doing better than what we are. But I mean,
But we have 4 turkey
We
chicks,
have-
so it's all okay. Turkey
we're
poults.
good turkey breeders and
poults.
guinea breeders and pretty good sheep breeders. I mean, we had 65 babies. I mean, but the rabbits are tough, man. We have a hard. We put more thought, energy, dedication, money. I mean, we've put a lot into rabbits and have not had a good return in the last 4 years.
It's hit or miss. Sometimes they'll just be great, no problems, and then you just hit a downer like now. And I guess some of it's because I've kept some older rabbits in my program, and they're just getting to the point where they're done. Because like I've got Kiss My Grits' daughter, and I'll be happy with her because she's a chocolate, and I really like my chocolates. They're probably one of my favorite colors. Lilac's a blue top in my list. I really love lilac. But anyway, I've got her daughter, so she's old enough to have a breeding age daughter. Plus, she's had many before, so she really just needs to be retired. She's such a good rabbit. I hate to retire her, and she had 10 babies.
Yeah, and it's not like with rabbits that you can, I'm sure I'll get some flack like this, but when you have like little teeny tiny pinky rabbit babies like this big, I mean, tube feeding them?
No, it's
Trying to graft them onto somebody else? Well, you have to have a rabbit to graft them onto. You got to have somebody
about the same age.
Birthed about the same time. And so if you don't have anybody to graft them onto, I mean, you're pretty much going to lose them, because
Yeah.
they have to be a certain size before you can nurse those things. I mean, they just don't come as those little pinkies when they're 3 or 4 days old. You just
When
can't.
there were 10 of them, and they're all smaller anyway.
Yeah, you just
They were so cute.
they just don't make it, because we've tried that too. We've tried tube feeding them and
End up
everything
drowning
else
them
is
or
just
not giving them enough. They can't talk to you like puppies.
yeah. I mean, you can sheep, you can get them on and turkeys are just tough. Guineas, they just do their own thing, and ducks are tough, man. They'll whoop your butt if you ain't careful.
No, they're sweet baby ducks.
But I don't know, rabbits are just tough. They're just tough. But we're not done with rabbits. We like rabbits. We're gonna continue to get better and smarter and know more about them. And there are a lot of techniques that we have tried, a lot of management things we haven't done.
But our next rabbit barn is going to be dual purpose.
It is, yeah.
So that if we decide not to stay with rabbits, we'll be able to do something else with it.
But anyway, we wanted to share our day with you.
And we're still not home. But it's 10:30 now.
It's
Are we going to get
10:30
dinner?
and we're going to get some dinner.
Let's get some dinner.
And because we've not eat and I'm a big man, and not eating is hard on me. I probably should edit that out.
That's up to you.
All right. Well, God bless you, Hiddenwell farmers. We'll talk at you later, okay? Thanks for letting us dump on you this evening.
That's gross.
You had to make it gross. It wasn't gross.
It's gross.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you for letting us speak of our joyous day today.
Oh, good gravy.